the member and give the call to the member for Fremantle.
Thanks, Deputy Speaker. I'm very glad to be part of the debate on this motion. I'm well aware of the vital role that local government plays across Australia, and I'm particularly familiar with the role it plays in my electorate. The cities of Cockburn, Fremantle Melville and the Town of East Fremantle all contribute to the distinctive culture and character that is a feature of the varied landscape and neighbourhoods within the federal electorate I represent. On Sunday I was at the George Street Festival in East Fremantle, which has been going for nearly 30 years. On Friday before that I was at the Yangebup Family Centre in Cockburn, which provides both childcare and social inclusion programs for seniors. And earlier in the same week I met with representatives of the Friends of Monument Hill, which of course is the principal commemorative site for veterans and for those who lost their lives or suffered in their Defence Force service. All of these activities or facilities or locations are operated and sustained by local government in partnership with the local community. Deputy Speaker, I had the privilege of representing the Beaconsfield ward as a councillor in the City of Fremantle for nearly 7 years, including 5 years as Deputy Mayor, and I loved that work. It was challenging work and it taught me a great deal. I want to take this opportunity to recognise two aspects of the local government world that might sometimes get overlooked. The first is the quality and commitment of local government staff, from the CEO, directors and managers right through to the workers who staff libraries and rec centres, who manage our parks and deliver essential services and run cultural programs. All these people provide critical public services, and I know that those who work for local governments in my electorate often do so because they find community work compelling in itself. They are drawn to building resilience and vitality and creating a sense of shared wellbeing in our neighbourhoods, and I applaud that. The second aspect I want to mention is that layer of community and residents groups or organisations whose volunteer work is essential in guiding, supplementing and partnering with local government. There are dozens and dozens of these across the Fremantle electorate, from the Auburn Grove Residents Group in the southeast to a PACE in North Fremantle by the coast, and they include groups focused on history and heritage like the Fremantle Society, the Heritage Guides, through to surf lifesaving clubs at Leighton and Coogee Beach, and of course organisations that protect local amenity and the environment like Native Ark and Save Beeliar Wetlands and the Friends of Woodman Point. So I just say to all those volunteers and office bearers at the end of another big year, well done and thank you. Deputy Speaker, traditionally there's not been a lot of direct involvement between the Commonwealth and local governments, but that has gradually changed. It was of course the Whitlam government that took a direct interest in the delivery of essential local services like sewerage, and since that time Labor has made sure to look at how the Commonwealth can partner with and enable local governments and therefore local communities. Indeed, people will remember that during the global financial crisis, it was a hallmark of Labor's world-leading approach that stimulus funding was directed through the regional and local community infrastructure program that produced the double benefit of, on the one hand, underwriting local employment while creating community infrastructure of lasting benefit. In the Fremantle electorate, that resulted in fantastic and enduring projects like the restoration of the Lock Park Rotunda in East Fremantle, the new Community and Recreation Centre in Hilton, and in Cockburn, the brand new Coogee Beach Surf Lifesaving Club. I've been glad to subsequently build on those community facilities through the Stronger Community Grants program, with, for example, $20,000 for the new first responder training room at Coogee Beach and $7,000 for new lights in the PCYC at Hilton, among a range of other local improvements. Deputy Speaker, I'm grateful to the member for Mackellar for bringing this motion and for highlighting the programs through which the Commonwealth supports local road improvements and other amenities. I do need to point out that the outcomes under these programs vary, and as I've noted in the past, Western Australia rarely gets a fair share. The Bridges Renewal Program is a good example. Now, I'm glad to have supported the successful application from the City of Cockburn that's delivering currently the much-needed duplication of the Spearwood Avenue Bridge. But within the program as a whole, WA has fared poorly. Of the 375 projects supported so far, only 12 have been in WA, that's 3%. Of 341 million in total funding, only 28.5 million has been directed to WA, which is about 7.5%. You can't say that we're getting a look in when WA is 10.5% of the national population and a full third of the Australian landmass. Deputy Speaker, local government is the most accessible and responsive layer of government in Australia. It reflects the services and landscape of our neighbourhood. It reflects our local character. And for all those reasons, I'm supportive of measures to increase the ways in which the Commonwealth can engage with and fund that vital work.